Today I'm just making a quick video talking about what I would recommend for if buying a Volkswagen, especially Volkswagen with higher miles. That's if you're looking for one that's a little bit newer. Let's say you're buying a car for your child or is going away to college or something like that. What I would recommend is a Volkswagen with a 2.5 liter. Ideally, you would want a 2.5 liter mated to a manual trans. Of course, there's not many problems with the manual trans other than, maybe wearing out the clutch, but they seem to hold up a little bit better. But these auto transes aren't that bad. They have one kind of a valve body issue, but the price of the valve body has came down in price quite a bit too with the this is a Mark 6. It's a 2013, but a Mark 5, Mark 6, they all use the same trans, and they have a valve body thing that just they shift hard because these little spool valves wear out inside the transmission. But you can buy a rebuilt valve body for I think around $600 or $700 from Volkswagen, and it's not that bad of a job to replace it. It's a little bit more work than a trans service. So other than that, the auto trans holds up pretty well, and these engines are great. They're good for even if you find one with high miles. You may have a few oil leaks, may need a couple little things here and there, but all in all, they hold up pretty well. I'll show you under the hood here what to look for. All right, well, when you're looking at it, what you want to do is obviously check your fluid level, make sure you have the correct pink coolant in the reservoir, and then from the top, if you look down here on top of the trans, if you see a bunch of oil down here, that's an indicator that you're most likely that your vacuum pump is leaking. Not a huge deal, but then again, that's with an auto trans that some places charge a lot of money for that repair. We don't charge too much. I think we do it for 2 or 3 hours labor, but some other shops and dealers charge a lot for that job. If it's a manual transmission, it's an hour and a half job. It's not a big deal to replace the vacuum pump, but yeah, so look for that and do the best you can to kind of look at the back of the engine. Back here, look at that seam. Make sure your valve cover is not leaking everywhere. If it is, it's best to replace the valve cover assembly on this because the crankcase breather valve is built into the valve cover on these plastic valve covers. Not very problematic on these, but that is something that happens. If you have an oil leak off the front of the engine, down low, if you can see it on on the belly pan when you look down from the front here, that's maybe your oil filter housing is leaking. Not that common on these too. They seem to hold up pretty well, and you'll hear talk about chain issues with these, with the earlier ones. I've only seen it a couple times, and I've worked on hundreds of these cars, so it's not as common as you may people online may tell you it is. The problem is, when somebody has a problem with one of these and it ends up needing thousands of dollars worth of work, a lot of times they'll be angry and you'll hear about it online, so it'll make the problem seem like it's worse than it actually is. The chain issue is I had a 2007, and my 2007 had 320,000 miles when I sold it, and the original chains, I never had a problem. Just keep up on your oil change. It's not like a 2 liter where you're doing chains all the time on them. So yeah, I think they seem to hold up a lot better than the 4-cylinder engine. They're a lot more of a simple engine, and yeah, I would recommend one of those over any other Volkswagen. Short of some of the Jettas also had the 2 liter that was the non-turbo 2 liter on the base model. Those are pretty decent motor too, but yeah, between those two, those would be the ones I would go for. I wouldn't do any 2 liter turbo or even a diesel or anything like that for somebody that was just planning on just driving and putting a lot of miles on the car and just in it for the long haul. So yeah, so that's just my recommendation. Thanks for watching.